to comparative negligence, which was
that was like in the 70s, I think, if I remember correctly.
been a fairer thing, and it seemed to work
Yeah.
in California.
Yeah.
So why don't we watch the second video now?
You got the second video for us, Wolf? Yeah, that's the, Wolf is asking me which one. That's the one. And here it comes. Okay, carpenter with a hammer. Oh! Do that again. That was interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's assume that guy's really seriously hurt. I saw a heavy piece of wood fall on the guy's head.
A carpenter seriously hurt on the job doing that.
Right.
Something comes down on top of him. Generally, you're covered by workman's compensation insurance.
Yep.
Workman's compensation rewards you or gives you recovery without fault. Doesn't matter whether it was negligent of the door, whatever it is. If you get hurt and that injury is caused by something on the job, you're going to get compensated based on a scale.
Let me flip that just a little bit. Let's say that very, very heavy piece of wood was there as part of a scaffolding that was put up by another company, not the employer of our guy.
Okay, then the exception to workman's compensation, if there's a third party involved in creating the negligence, like the scaffolding company, you could get workman's comp against your employer, and you can sue the scaffolding company for negligence, and there you could not only get all your medical bills, but a substantial award for future loss of income,
maybe this guy
future
never goes back to work.
injuries, pain and suffering, etc. Now, workman's comp is a schedule. The other thing is the third-party case for the scaffolding company would be a regular tort or negligence case, and the damages could be astronomical.
Yeah. So I suspect that
unless it's a promoter that doesn't have any money, and though you might
then
get
it doesn't matter.
You might get a judgment for
then
$1
you're
million.
back to Bob
for
Dylan.
$1 million, you get no money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess the lesson to be learned from that video, if there's a lesson to be learned, is if a person is hurt on the job, they should explore not just workers' comp, but they should explore the possibility of a third party being liable.
And we see these cases all the time. The workman where he's sawing and it's a defective saw that's manufactured by another company, and he loses his hand or his finger or his arm, and because the blade went crazy, he'd be right to get workman's comp for the employer without any fault. He could sue them for products liability for the manufacturer of the saw.
And the difference could be the difference between living comfortably, although handicapped, for the rest of your life and not.
It could be like the difference between $75,000 and $5 million.
Yes.
So.
And that's the lesson.
And those are actually, both those videos sort of show you how the tort system in California operates. That all assumes that we're going to be able to keep the courthouses open because
that's an interesting assumption.
Because of the budgetary problems that the state has and the cutting of funding of the court system. LA has not announced what it's going to do, but criminal cases take priority over civil cases, and they will go to trial. So you may have a long delay potentially in civil cases.
Well, many years ago, lawyers of our era, which is continuing.
Your era.
How do I say this better? Lawyers who remember a long time ago, in the good old days, recall that cases would, by statute, a civil case has to go to trial within 5 years.
And they would go within. They would
go right up to the 5th year, and you'd be waiting in the courtroom, in the ceremonial courtroom, with the presiding judge and 250 other lawyers waiting for their cases to go to trial, and they wouldn't let you out of the room, and you'd be waiting for days and days, sometimes weeks, waiting to go to trial. Maybe we're going to go back to those good old days.
And now most civil cases go to trial within a year to 18 months.
Yeah, and now maybe we're looking at another 5-year waiting.
Well, I don't think
because of I hope not. They revamped the system so nicely to accommodate the number of cases that we have on file.
So what was that quote that?
You ain't got nothing. You got nothing to lose.
Or why can't they make a profit? Why can't we make a profit? They're making a profit.
If they can make a profit, why can't the government make a profit? That's a very interesting question.
The judicial system seems to run fairly smoothly, but there's so much done behind the scenes that you don't see what's going on too.
Absolutely.
I mean, the judges and the clerks and the reporters and the bailiffs are out there in front, but there's a huge bureaucracy that's necessary to maintain this system.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of the cuts are coming to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Which will then slow down the process.
They will. There will be courtrooms closed, perhaps.
They are in San Francisco.
Exactly.
San Jose.
The courts in San Francisco, they're going to lose a substantial number of courtrooms. Courtrooms are going to be there. They're not going to be staffed.
But we build these huge public edifices. In many places, we used to try cases in trailers and makeshift buildings.
You and I had a case that was outside altogether, if you remember.
Okay. Well.
Michael, we're going to ask you to call after 5 o'clock because we've got to go off the air, but we'd love to talk to you. So call after 5 o'clock, 1-800-405-4222, and we'll have somebody talk to you directly. But we can't talk to you live on the air because we're going off the air. Wolf, how much time do we have? Well, it's time to say goodbye. It's time now. On behalf of my beloved partner, Mr. Solomon over here, and myself, our great crew, our staff, and all the lawyers who work with us, we'll say adieu for now, but we will, whatever that means.
Adieu?
Yeah, but we'll be back shortly. We'll be seeing you right here on Legal Help Live and answering your legal questions and enjoying doing it. So you all take care, and we'll see you next time.
And let's bring our troops home safely.
You bet.
The information given on this program is not, nor is it intended to be legal advice. You should consult an attorney for individual advice regarding your own situation. Legal Help Live is brought to you by Pan's Restaurant and Coffee Shop at 6710 La Tierra Boulevard in Los Angeles. Barney's Beanery at 8447 Santa Monica Boulevard in Hollywood. iLearnFast.com, a division of CityCom, and Rodolfo Buonocore at www.rodolfobuonocore.com.